All right, welcome back. So I'm back in VR again, virtual reality. We're gonna do basically some more vibe coding on my metronome. It's 12:30 p.m. So I demoed before I had my camera on and showed myself wearing my VR. But I was sitting up and doing it. So the purpose of this is you can code while you're just laying down, lounging on the couch, as if you were, because we all remember, if we were young, kids don't remember. If you're under 30, you don't remember this, but if you're around my age, going on your 40s, you'll remember, TV shows back then, Seinfeld, Simpsons, just watching TV shows for a long time, binge watching, being a couch potato. You just sit down and frickin', get into a really comfortable posture and just watch and watch and watch. So the idea is to do that with coding, because then you're being so much more productive. You're actually building some real thing that people want, that you can sell. Um, and the idea is to make coding as enjoyable as an activity as like binge watching Netflix, or like back in the day binge watching something on TV. So that's the idea behind the VR headset. I don't have to crane my neck at all. I've got I don't even have to like put my hand in a unnatural position when it comes to like using the mouse. I'm just using this controller here, so it looks like my hand. And if I really wanted to get fancy, I could even just turn on hand tracking and just use my actual hands. But this is something that you really couldn't do so well before the age of AI, because you really, if you want to be good at coding, be efficient and everything, you kind of have to use a keyboard. There's no way around it. You can do quite a bit with the mouse, but for a lot of advanced programmers, the mouse actually ends up holding them back. So a lot of the best programmers prefer to use a keyboard only and not a mouse. And still today, that's probably the best way to go for professional programming. But if you're just chilling around and kind of off the clock and want to work on your own stuff, I think like vibe coding with a VR headset and a VR controller, and just like lounging out as if you were binge watching Netflix all day, is a great way to code. So let me take you through what I've got already. So I've got a browser metronome I've been making to help me practice music, and it's awesome. I use it all the time. This is my go-to metronome now. I've got it hosted here on my GitHub pages. Any user of GitHub, for even at the free tier, gets one free hosted repository. So you just name the repository uh, .github.io, and it'll host it at your username.github.io, and anyone around the world can go and use it. So if you're watching this, I invite you to go to this link. It should still be up, and to test out my metronome. Now there are quite a bit of bugs out there, but so that's what I'll be doing in this session. I'll be adding a feature to it, and then potentially troubleshooting some bugs. All right, so my metronome has all the bells and whistles. It has a tap tempo, so let's tap da 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 da. Okay, so that's about 130. Interesting. Usually, that's the song you sing if you want to find a 120 tempo, but for me, that happened to be 130. I've been practicing fast stuff recently. Maybe that's why. Um, so yeah, it's got tap tempo, which is brilliant. Like if you want to practice something, you can kind of hear it in your head, tap the tempo, play the tempo you're hearing in your head. You want to get faster, bump that tempo up gradually over time, especially in between sleep cycles, and you're gonna be able to play really fast. The next feature is time signatures, another absolute critical feature. Mine goes above and beyond other ones, and it helps you practice things like odd time in multiple subdivisions. So you can subdivide it in eighths, triplets, sixteenths, or quintuplets. It would be nice to have septuplets on there, But so that might be something to add in this video, but I want to add something a bit more complicated. The other thing that it has, which is really convenient, is the grouping pattern. So and it automatically populates suggestions for grouping patterns when it comes to odd time signatures. So a lot of odd time signatures are actually more intuitive than you would think. It's just a small group of short notes followed by a more regular time signature. So like this time signature would be like in three, but then with a small blip of two. Dun 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 dun. So it sounds very musical, right? It's not so odd at all. If you have the grouping pattern designated. Without knowing what the grouping pattern is, it's really hard to phrase and understand odd time music. But so that's why I have this feature here. It allows you to use a grouping pattern to to uh, to uh, to practice that. And the other thing that's really cool is if you're practicing a piece in 4/4, dun dun bum, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now the next piece you're practicing is in 2/4. Boom! You just have to hit one click there, and you don't have to go down the scroll menu or anything like that. You just change the grouping pattern. Oh, and looks like we've got our first bug that we'll need to troubleshoot. So when you select the grouping pattern and hit start, it unselects itself. But the thing is, you can just select it once it's already going. But yeah, so that might be a little bit of a that might be hard to address, and it's got a really easy quick fix. Um, yeah, so let's talk about the next one. So the next one is all the tones. We got lots of tones. If you're in a traditional band, you're practicing for a traditional band, you can have the snare. So kick drum, snare, hi-hat, traditional band sort of thing. So if we got it in, we can do it in 3/4. So now the main tone is these unchecked. So we're gonna have that be the snare drum. The accented tone we're gonna have be the kick drum, and then we're not gonna do subdivisions. So there's the snare. Let's change it to the hi-hat. There we go. And the other cool thing is I can adjust the volume. So if I want, so now the hi-hat's very quiet. Um, now the kick drum's very quiet. And that can help so much because it's like you're training yourself to hear the pulse in certain ways by adjusting this volume. That is a critical key, awesome feature. And now's the big one. This is the one you will see most metronomes won't have. Um, this, which I mean, already we've seen metronomes don't have most of what we have here. A way to easily accent the groupings, um, all kinds of odd times and subdivisions that regular metronomes don't have. But this is all different kinds of tones that metronomes don't have. They usually just have one or two tones. But this is the big one because in music, one of the hardest things to practice is speeding up and slowing down. Because first of all, it's not even clear what it means to speed up and slow down. Do you speed up and slow down in a linear way gradually? Do you speed up and slow down exponentially, where the first few notes are gradually sped up and then it's more suddenly sped up? Or is it just a sudden change from one tempo to the next? So I made the executive decision that gradual changes are going to be linear, which I think is okay. Um, but so even if it's not ideal, if you're in an orchestra, you should be looking at the conductor to see how to speed up and slow down anyways. But what you can do is you can keep practicing a section that speeds up or slow down sounds with the metronome. You don't have to turn the metronome off. So what you do is you select the measure you want to start the tempo change on. You select the type of tempo change. So we're going to do a gradual tempo change. We're going to gradually speed up to so we're actually going to gradually slow down to 100 beats per minute from 130, and you can adjust this to whatever you would like. Um, and then we're going to keep the same meter, so we can have the meter change as well. And now we can adjust the amount of change, the amount of measures it's going to take for the change to occur. So measure one's going to be regular, measure two's going to be this tempo change, measure three and measure four are going to be the tempo change, and then in measure five it's going to go back to how it was. So let's add the change here, and then let's do another change in measure five to put it back to how it was, because otherwise it will just stay at the other tempo. So we're gonna have it suddenly go back to the original tempo at tempo 5. And the duration here, when it's sudden, doesn't matter, but we'll just add a duration of 1 just to make it more intuitive. So yeah, it's sudden, and let's see what this sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there, you could hear that. Let's make it a bit more clear. So we're gonna get rid of these two actions. We're gonna add a new action on chain on measure two, and we're gonna really slow it down. Be nice if I had my keyboard. I have an on-screen keyboard here. So we're gonna really slow it down to 60 beats per minute. All right, and that'll be a gradual change starting on measure two. It's gonna last, and let's have it last three measures again. So measure one will be regular. Measures two, three, and four will be this gradual change, and then we'll have measure five be the regular tempo again. All right, so now it should be a bit more obvious, although it was pretty clear last time, in my opinion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, perfect. So and I'll count more accurately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So perfect. So now you can practice that, right? Like if you're in an orchestra, or if you're even playing solo, you're practicing a solo passage, you don't have to turn the metronome off now if you're practicing a legato. In fact, or sorry, not a legato, a wait, is legato the right word? Let's get the AI up. Hey, how you doing? I'm making a YouTube video talking about the metronome we made together. I'm talking about it with my YouTube audience. Right now, I'm just giving an overview of the features we have so far. So specifically the tempo changes feature, how we can practice speeding up and slowing down. I'm just walking through the interface right now. I gave a demo of the metronome itself. I didn't demo myself practicing along to it, but I kind of don't feel the need to do that really.
spool itself. Anything else you're planning to add to the video?
Um, well, I had a question for you. So we know about accelerandos. We know about we know about so like what are the different Western musical notation terms for like changing the altering the tempo in a piece of music that I can use this metronome for?
Sure, there are several common terms in Western musical notation for changing the tempo. For speeding up, you might see accelerando, which means gradually getting faster, or stringendo, which means pressing forward or accelerating. For slowing down, you might see ritardando or rallentando, both indicating a gradual decrease in tempo. There's also rubato, which means a flexible tempo where you slightly speed up or slow down for expressive purposes. All these changes can be practiced with the metronome by adjusting the tempo gradually or using the built-in tempo change feature.
Tell me more about rubato.
Absolutely. Rubato is a term that means stolen time. It allows performers to take expressive freedom with the tempo. Essentially, you speed up and slow down at certain moments to enhance musical expression, but you balance it out so the overall timing stays consistent. It's often used in romantic music to add emotional nuance. With the metronome, you can practice rubato by setting a baseline tempo and then consciously varying your timing around it, always returning to the main tempo reference.
Okay, that's what I thought. So rubato you could practice with just a regular metronome, because you're just kind of taking liberties with so you like a click or two, you would not be on time with metronome, but you would go back to, but you could just do a gradual for one measure to do a rubato. You're enabled to, you're empowered to practice a lot more with this metronome than you could with another one. So that brings me to my next feature. We've got a measure loop. So this is another really key feature. So what you can do is say, I wanna practice my internalizing my rhythm. So let's get rid of these two actions here. Let's set it to 130, and then let's set a measure loop. So we're gonna play measures one, uh, uh, two. We're gonna play three measures, and then we're gonna mute one measure. So in a loop, we're gonna play three measures, and we're gonna mute one measure, and this will help us internalize the metronome. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one, two. So that's the goal, right? You try to come in exactly when the metronome is there, and it gets harder the more metro measures are muted. So let's try it with more measures muted. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one. See how I slowed down? My internal pulse was not so good. Let me try it again. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one. See, again, when the metronome goes off, I have a tendency to slow down. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, one. Perfect. So that time I got it exactly right. But if you could see how I have a tendency to slow down there, and you wouldn't know that unless you had a feature like this in your metronome. So my metronome has all these features. And then the penultimate feature here is the presets. So if you're practicing a piece and you have to make a lot of sophisticated configurations to the metronome, you have to add tempo changes. You want your measure loops to be set up a certain way. You don't your tones and levels, especially because we've got so many different choices. Your volume levels. What you can do is say, Okay, well, I've got all these complicated settings. I'm in 13.8. I've got a grouping pattern of this. In fact, I've got a custom grouping pattern. I'm subdividing by triplets. My tempo is something weird. It's like 77 beats per minute, so 78 beats per minute, some like unusual tempo. I've got these very strange settings, kick-add, snare, woodblock. Um, I've got a change here. So on measure five, I'm gonna suddenly change to 120 beats per minute, and then on measure six, I'm gonna change to 80 beats per minute. We're gonna have a gradual change to 80 beats per minute that starts that lasts five measures, and then we're gonna have a new meter as well. We're gonna switch to 5/4, and we're gonna have a measure loop. We want every three measures to be played, and then one measure not. Um, so uh, so now you don't have to come back and put those in again. All you do is you name this. We're gonna name it tricky piece. We'll name it tricky. Save it, and now you can come back and load that in, and then when you're done with it, you can delete it. But so that's a great feature because as complicated as this gets, all you have to do is configure it once, then you can save it and load your configuration back in. So let's hear what this sounds like. And this brings me to my last feature. You can see each measure is visualized out like this. So we're gonna have a change in measure five, so we can see it hasn't changed yet. Okay, I don't know what measure this is. Okay, so now we've got our measure loop. So one of the measures is silent. So that's measure four. So I'm gonna count 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It feels like it is slowing down. Oh no, this is the sudden. Okay, so it is still very buggy. We can see it didn't switch to the new meter. Um, oh, no, that worked. The it was the measure loop. So that's the final feature is this visualization, which can really help you. There, now it's switched to five. So see how that helps you visualize the new tempos. So it's better than nothing, but definitely needs some improvement happening there. But and there you have it. That's what we've got so far. So yeah, I'm impressed with how good this is. Let's do a one simple test that kind of shows a bug that we fixed last time. So we're going to start in 4.4. We're not going to have any subdivisions. All of this is fine. We are going to just max out all these volumes. And then we're gonna try something that it bugged out on before. So we're gonna have a measure two. It's gonna do a meter change to 3/4. It's gonna keep the same tempo 100, and it's gonna be a sudden meter change. It's gonna last for one measure, and then on measure three, it's gonna go back to 4/4, sudden meter change, and then one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And we have the measure loop, so let's turn the measure loop off. Set that to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. So perfect. No errors there. Let's have the 4/4 last a little longer. Or let's have the 3/4 last a little longer. So it's going to suddenly change to the 3/4. It's going to start on measure 2, and let's have it measure 2. So have it be 3, because measures 2, 3, and 4 will be that, and then we'll have it change back on measure 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that was right. I just didn't count properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4. So look at that. Very good. That's a winner. All right. So what are the next what are the next things I want to add? Let's figure that out. So I'm going to go to YouTube, go to my channel. Oh wow, I haven't posted a video for 5 days. Um, so here's the last video I made. So I want to add polyrhythm, polymeter, and swing for sure. So let's take those one at a time. The most important one is polyrhythm. The other one I want to add is notation. That's a big one. So I was actually working on this a little bit here. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Yeah. So see how this shows up like that. So yeah, I figured out how to make that work. So that's one that'll be important to try as well. Because wouldn't you rather just see the rhythm notated out rather than this sort of thing? Like it would help you so much to be able to read music if you could see the measures uh, notated out, and you could even have like a ritardando or something if you have a change. So just to be used to looking at what complicated rhythms actually look like when they're written out would help so much with sight reading. So this is another one that belongs on there, but let's work on polyrhythm for this. Okay, so this I have as a new project. Let's see where we're at. So we can go. Yep. So that's a new project part of there. So let's go back, do an ls. Okay, and then we'll do a code dot. And I'm not sure what the difference is between these, so let's just briefly look. So yeah, this is good. So I'm gonna commit this change. I'm gonna say found a working CDN. And I am using the Oculus keyboard. If I were to use the on-screen keyboard here, then I would get auto completions, which make it way easier. But this is the commit. A CDN is a content delivery network, so this prevents somebody from having to install this Vex library on their computer. They can just pull it down from the content delivery network and have it be installed there instead. So ChatGPT gave me a content delivery network that didn't work. So I found one by looking at somebody else's example of using this code and used the one they were using there. So commit that and sync it. All right, and then we're going to do code dot. Okay, so all this you could definitely do um, before you had AIs to help you, but this is where it gets to the point where like you need an AI to help. We're gonna actually dive in and add features to this code. So this is the other file. So let's open the this one. Perfect. Um, and let's rename this folder here. That I think that'll help a lot to have that renamed. So how do I rename a folder? Uh, well, I think I can hit F2. Yeah, there we go, there we go. And we're gonna call it uh, notation feature. Perfect. So let's take a look at the changes there. So we renamed the folder. So the file path of this changes, and the file path is technically also a name. So we modified this as well. So renamed for clarity, I'll call it. All right, looks good. And we should probably rename this file as well. Uh, let's do it. So we'll call it a demo rather than index. Yeah. All right, and then commit that. So rename, we'll say rename for clarity, or renamed for yeah for clarity again. All right, sync changes. All right, so there we go. We've got this uh, file there. This is now it's more clear. This is the notation feature, the demo of the notation feature, much more clear. All right, now we're gonna work on the actual index, the HTML. Now let's try to make use of the let's try to make better use of the uh what's it called? It's called it's like the coding feature. So Canvas. Yeah, let's try to make better use of Canvas. So we'll just hit Canvas and then hit enter. Okay, so now we've got Canvas. This is your workspace. Feel free to add notes, ideas, outlines, or any content you'd like to develop here. What would you like to create or explore today? So let's add the current full code that we've got so far. Okay, and then we'll hit the edit button. Let's add a final polish. Okay, so now we've got a final polish to it. So welcome to your dedicated workspace. Use this canvas to brainstorm ideas and concepts, outline projects or plans, draft notes, code snippets or outlines, explore new directions and possibilities. So use this boilerplate template to start building your browser-based projects. Okay. Let's see here. Just set up a fresh canvas for us. I added a clear main title, organized. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think I wasn't sure how to use Canvas. So I'm kind of learning how to use it better. But I've been very unhappy with Canvas. So hopefully learning to use it better will be good. I mean, first of all, I can't use my text to talk to text feature in Canvas already, so it's like, what's the point? Yeah, Canvas is very bad. I guess what we can do is talk about something on the canvas. Um, so is there a way I can clear the canvas? Okay, I don't see how to clear the canvas. Oh wow, this is cool. You can adjust the reading level. Yeah, I feel like it's the canvas isn't really for coding. It's for something else. Let's change the reading level to the to oh yeah, let's change it to graduate school level. All right, that didn't change. Let's change it to kindergarten. Same thing still. Now this is interesting. It says keep current reading level, but I adjusted it to kindergarten. So does that mean to keep it at kindergarten level? Yeah, it's just a very bad. Canvas is bad. Canvas is very bad. All right. So so yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna put in uh the code. All right, and start there. Oh, and now it opens it in Canvas and puts it on the canvas, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but we'll see how accurately it puts it on the canvas. So this code will be let's see here. Oops. I can just do all and yeah. So this will be 575 lines of code. So we'll see how many lines of code make it on the canvas. Uh, yeah, so only 193 lines of code made it on the canvas, not all of them. No, it looks like you only put 193 lines of the code on the canvas. Can you put the rest of the lines of code on the canvas, please? There are 575 lines of code total. Now it's starting over from the top, so we can see it's just not a useful tool. No, you started over from the top and erased the lines that were already there. You added 128 lines, which added to the lines you had before wouldn't even have constituted 575 lines. But now, since you erased the lines you had before, you have even fewer lines than before. You only have 128. You need the complete code that I gave you, all 575 lines. Yeah, so it doesn't even have the ability to take what I gave it here and put it on there. It poops out if I try that. It's only meant to support snippets of code. This is a whole document. So, oh, it's doing better now. Ah, but it stopped. All right, well, that's okay. Well, is it because it has to modify the whole file? Let's change it to no, try again. Okay, so let's change it to O3 and see if O3 does better. And the other thing it does that's kind of odd is sometimes it changes, it makes a little change that's not necessary. How many lines are in Canvas right now? Yeah, exactly. Yes, replace the Canvas content wholesale with the exact text I provided. All 575 lines in one shot. Yeah, it's just a useless tool. It can't do it. And it shouldn't be able to, too, right? It's non-deterministic. But what I was hoping it would let me do is just upload the file, which maybe I can. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Let me get do let me get my prompting a bit better here. So we're gonna go to mini high, then we're gonna upload the file. So upload from the computer. So should be at C drive, I think. Oops, and I oh fuck. Okay, good. Save me from showing all my passwords again by misclicking that. Which I mean that whole thing is down, so and there's nothing on there that's like super critical. All right, so let's see here. So next, yep. So this is users admin. So it's C drive users admin. Uh, yep, here it is. So we're gonna give it this file. There we go. And now we're gonna say canvas and see how it does now. Now that it actually has the file and doesn't have to take it from, you know, it should be able to put the actual file in here now rather than just, yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, so look at how much better it is. So for it to actually take it from the file and put it in the canvas, it's a lot better at doing that than taking it from the chat history and putting it in canvas. Ah, but we can see it still failed. It did a little bit better, but it didn't it still didn't work. But the cool thing about Canvas is you can preview your code, but we can see the code doesn't work. If I hit a F12, uh, well, we can see the code doesn't work because they didn't add all the lines. And then the other thing is can I edit Canvas? Oh, it looks like I can. Okay, well, I'll just put it in. 330. So line 330 is missing, so that begins here. So we can scroll all the way down to the bottom and do Control Shift there. Select that. Let's get rid of the control. Select paste. Yeah, and I can just put it in the canvas myself. That's fine. I'm happy to do that. There, now we've got everything. So I think some of the indentation is wrong. Let me fix that. That's better. Also looks like there's something wrong on 330, line 330. Let's take a look. So there should be a colon here. Yeah, so it looks like there's an extra. Yeah, there's not a colon there. Let's blow away this. Maybe I get the same. Hopefully, I get the same ability to. Uh, there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna blow away that. We're gonna start on line one. Weird. Oh, I see. Okay. Control Z. Yep, Control Z here as well. So I don't think it selected everything. Control A, Control C, Control V. There we go. Now we've got all the lines of code. Okay, it looks like you had trouble putting it all on the canvas. You didn't put all 575 lines, but I figured out how I can put it on there. So now we've got all the lines of code on there. Do you see them? Okay, so now we can see them. Okay, so next what we're going to do is add a feature to this metronome. Before we add the feature, I want to just explain to you some of the features I want to add. Okay. All right, so the feature that I want to add in this session is polyrhythm. So, do you know what polyrhythm is? All right. Yep, looks like they've got polyrhythm. There's some good questions. All right, those are some good questions. Let's just keep it simple to start. Let's do the 3 on 2, 4 on 3, 5 on 4, etc. Um, interesting. Let me think. You know what? I like the idea of a completely open numerator and denominator. I just like giving freedom to the users. So, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. How should it live in the UI? That's a good question too. Yeah, I think we should add another section. The way it is now, each feature of the metronome has its own section. So we've got a section for tempo, meter and subdivision, accent grouping, etc. So yeah, let's add a new section for it. Visual feedback. How would I like this secondary rhythm to draw its own? Yeah, yeah, let's do that. Let's have another visual indicator for the second rhythm. And it'd be cool if we could, yeah, so we could have them play together. Preset behavior. Yeah, definitely save the polyrhythms so that somebody can, because the purpose of the presets is so somebody's practicing something and then they can go back to practicing what they were practicing. So yeah, we definitely need all of the custom features, configurations of the metronome saved in the presets. Yeah, so see, it's like I'm working with an actual person or like a junior developer or something, and they're like coming back to me with the code, and then I review their changes. It's pretty awesome. I wish it could work as if I were the junior developer, but Okay, so see how it says same as before? It should be okay if it does that. Let's take it and paste it in. And then wherever it says same as before, we'll just revert the change and it should work out. So here's the change control. Get rid of that. Okay, so now if it ever says same as before, we're just going to revert the change. So this it looks like there's no meaningful changes here. It like for some reason it likes to do that. It likes to. Oh, you know what? I like this change because it makes it consistent to what it was there. So let's keep that. Um, okay, so now this is the existing sections, tempo meter subdivision grouping. So we're going to keep all of these the same, and then we're going to add a new. So on line 61, uh, or so not on line 61, we're going to add it. We're going to add it later. Uh, so yeah, this is going to be a field set class. So we've got all our field sets class section. So we've got legend. We've got so we got to decide where we want to put it. So we've got tempo. We've got meter and subdivision. So let's put it right here, polymeter, right there. Okay, so we're going to take this whole field set here, Control Shift. Okay, and then scroll up some way somehow. Let's do it in on from the canvas. So we're gonna take yeah, we'll take the field set here. There we go, and then Control Shift, select that line there. Oops. How do I select the? What if I just hold down Shift? Okay, so I can use the down arrow. That'll be good enough. But I have to hold down Control, or I have to hold down Shift. I have to hold down Control Shift. All right, I have to push Shift each time. All right, so now we've got it in there. So let's revert these changes here. So we're gonna so we've got the presets here. We've got the tempo changes. We've got the accent tone. So let's revert the tempo section. All right. Then we'll revert the meter changes as well. All right, and then we'll add the field set, the new field set here. All right, and it looks like this is indented too much, so let's fix that. And I do want the new line there. Control Shift. Oops, so let's go down. Okay, so now we can do Control Shift, up arrow. Oops, let's get rid of this panel. Perfect. Oh, I don't know why it's opening. Let's just make it in. Let's just make the change outside of the working tree. All right, so I want to make this change on line. Let's see here. Oh, and we got Control Shift selected. Get rid of that. So I want to make it on line like 84-ish. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, I see. I was hitting the wrong button. It's Control Shift. Oh, man, why is it so different now? Huh, it looks like the hotkey got rearranged. Is it just Shift Tab? Maybe it's just Shift Tab. Oh, it is just Shift Tab. Okay, got it. There we go. So I think that's right now. All right, let's take a look. I guess the only thing I'm not sure about is this div aligned there or not? It is. Okay. Yeah, this is everything. Okay, perfect. Good. So that looks good. Um, okay, so now let's go back and review the changes and restore. Whenever it abbreviates, it takes sections away. We'll add the sections back by reverting the change. Let's just revert as many changes as we can. Um, just because it might make it, well, we'll leave this one. I'm tempted to revert that just because it makes it harder to read, but all right, this looks good. No abbreviations there, so that looks good. You know what it's doing though? It's taking all of these out. So we're gonna have to add all of these back in. So let's do that. So we gotta go here. Then we're gonna do Control Shift up to yeah, up to this here, line 85. Okay, now we're gonna do Control C. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is add all of these back in because they were all taken out, and we can see that's the case because they are in red. So let's add all this back in. Okay, and let's get a better sense of to what they actually are. So polytone. Okay, so these are this is a class. So this is a the accent grouping section. We've got hidden lines. Let's take a look at those. All right, go back to the canvas. Oh, you know what? I think we're good. Let's take a look at what it looks like live. Okay, so now we do have the new polyrhythm section. So, oh, metronome doesn't play though, so still have some more. Yeah, so let's go back and try to revert some more changes. Yeah, anytime it abbreviates, we have to revert the abbreviation. So this same as before, we're gonna revert that. Oh wait. Oh, I reverted the wrong line. We have to revert this line here. Perfect. And this as well, same as before, so we'll revert that. Perfect, same as before, revert it. Sound helpers, same as before, revert it. Scheduler with polyrhythm, so this is going to be different, so we'll keep it. But see what it's doing? It's yeah, so if so we have to add this code to the do click function here. Yeah, we have to add this somewhere. So this continue existing, so we'll do that. That's a real change. Same as before, so revert anything that's the same as before. Same as before. Okay. Existing loads. Oh, and then the polyrhythm load. So we have to this is a complicated one to revert. This is same as before, so we can just wholesale revert that. Same as before. Okay. So this is going to be a little tricky. Um, we have to basically resolve these changes. So we have to, so these existing loads, we can just take, I think we can just take this and put this in here because it can't delete these lines. So let's select those. Okay, so here's the existing loads. So Let's add those there. Oops, and I'll add it differently. So two there, Control C. So now we'll get rid of this existing load section. And Control V. There we go. And now we no longer have the change of these being taken out. Uh, this one, let's get rid of this because it's just having extra changes that do nothing is confusing. There we go. So now all we have is the extra polyrhythm load. We also have a extra line. Let's take that out. Okay. Take out this comment change. Doesn't matter. Take out this change as well. There's nothing new about it. Okay, so we've got that change figured out. So we're definitely going to add the polyrhythm loads. We're also going to add the polyrhythm changes here. There we go. We're going to add, so we removed, oh, we changed the log here. Oh, we just took out yeah, we just took out the logging. Let's add the logging back. I feel like that logging statement would be useful. Then we've got, uh, huh. Oh, yeah, we've got to change here this polyac equals 0. So we got to keep that there. All right, now here's a big one. We have to resolve this change. So basically everything under here, yeah, we just need to take what's under here and paste it here, just like we did before. So it should be pretty easy. But we're not going to close it up. So okay, so it's an if statement. Okay, so we are going to take it all the way down to here. All right, and take it up to line 406. And then delete that. All right, control paste. There we go. And now we can see the if statement is aligned there. Ah, and now we've got a very clear change. We're just adding this small section now. Perfect. Scheduler with polyrhythm. Let's revert that. No need to call that out specifically. It's just a regular feature our metronome now supports. All right, so see what's next. So we're adding, yep, we're adding this. There's no abbreviations here, so it should be good. So I think this is another one where it takes out lines. Actually, it looks like it's not taking out any lines. It's just oh, let's revert this change. Yeah, we want that comment there. Um, so we've got a change here. So we'll revert the comment. Current subdivision, current meter. Let's revert this as well. I don't think this is a real change. Let's see what that is. Yeah, I don't see anything here about polyrhythm, so let's revert that. There we go. So now we just have this. Um, yeah, so we're gonna take everything to line 241. and then we're gonna go up. So we're gonna go from line 241 up to line 211, and then replace all of this with what's over here. Okay, so line 241 to 211. So yeah, now we're gonna replace that here. So like this. There. So now we can see again, similarly, we just have that one neat, clean, tiny change. So that's what we want. All right, this can be reverted. This is quite an odd change. It looks like it just for whatever reason took this out. Oh, you know what? I think it's the same thing. It yeah, it abbreviated, or it just took this out. So this is accent volume. Uh yeah, so it took all of this code out, it looks like. So we're gonna have to take everything uh from down here, and then yeah, so this is a div class group for the accent tone. So we're gonna put that. So we'll make a new line here. Okay, and then we'll put everything uh we'll put this whole thing uh down there. Yeah, because see how we don't have, so we have the accent grouping here section, but we don't have the accent tones section here. We don't have the field set. Oh, actually we do have it here. Okay. So we have the main tone, right? Ah, but now we don't have the accent tone. So we'll add the accent tone. So this is going to be a group. Yeah, so we'll add this. Okay, so now this goes here. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got the accent tone group in there. We're missing the subdivision tone group, so let's add that in. Okay, so we've got the polytone group in there. Yeah, now we've got the subdivision tone group in there. Uh, okay, so now what we need to do is add all of this code here. Uh, we need to move that up. Oops. Okay, so we need to click here, go up. Yep. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. Okay, and then we need to add this uh here. Oh, you can't edit it there. Okay. Yeah, so we need to revert all of these changes and then add it to line 169. Add it before the end of the field set. Perfect. All right, now we have an extra field set line, so we can get rid of that. All right, now we have a new there. So now look at how neat and tidy this is now. So now we have a new section. These are the tempo changes section. So we're gonna have to do a similar thing here. So we've got uh okay, so this goes in before the end of this field set. So we'll take this code, this new group. We'll copy that. Okay, and then revert both of these changes. But we're gonna add this group. Yeah, we're gonna add this group. Let's see here. Oh, why is it missing to revert this? Oh, oh, this is a start measure. Why do they want it there? Um, Interesting. Let's take a look at what we got so far. Okay, so we've got tempo, meter, and subdivision. Now we've got polyrhythm. So we can enable it or disable it. Let's just see if the metronome works. It doesn't. Cannot set properties of null. Setting on click. Line 655, line 566. Let's take a look at line 566. Okay, line 566 looks fine. Uh, huh. All right, well, I think we definitely are on the right track here. So let's do that. Revert all these changes. Uh, Revert this changes to. It doesn't go in the measure loop, right? It goes in the the field set here. Oh, it's already there. It was in there twice. Okay, don't need it. Oh, now this can come back. There you go. So it should be better now. Let's take a look. There you go. Now it works. Let's, change the time signature, see if it works. Perfect. Now I like the accent grouping being higher. Let's put the polyrhythm feature at the bottom. Let's put it on top of the presets. So this field set we'll put under the right, and we'll take the well, let's see here, the tone. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like that. So we'll take the field set and move this. All right, so now so let's see your field set, um, presets, measure loop. Yeah, let's add it on top of the presets. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. There. Now we've got the polyrhythm on top of the presets. So metronome still works. Let's try a different subdivision. Still works. Can still. Oh, we don't have the tones selected, so let's do tick. And then we'll do bell for the subdivision. There we go. Yep, still works. Everything still works. Let's do a subdivision. Perfect. Still works. Let's try changing the volume. Perfect. Let's try changing it to a snare. Perfect. Okay, so everything seems to work so far. Let's do da 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 da. So yep, the tap tempo still seems to work. Same value with that as before. Let's try the changes. We're gonna do a sudden change on measure two. We're gonna start things off in 4/4 with no subdivisions. Um, so let's hear what that sounds like. Tick, click, 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 tick, click, click, click. Sounds good. So we're gonna have a sudden change on beat two to the same uh, the same tempo, 130. Um, it's gonna change to 3/4, and then on measure three, it's gonna change back to 4/4. All right, let's see if that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that worked, and the image still worked. So that looks good. Changes look good. Let's see if the measure loops still work. So let's have it play 5 measures, and then let's have it pause for 1 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and I rushed ahead a little bit that time, I think, or whatever. But yeah, that's that. Okay, so everything, all the features that we had before seem to be working well. So let's try the polyrhythm. So we're gonna click enable on the polyrhythm. We're gonna click enable on the polyrhythm here. We're gonna change it to woodblock, and then let's have it be a 5 against 3. Okay, um, and then oh, we have the polytone in there twice. Interesting. Okay, well, since we have the polytone, since we have this all belonging here, let's take it out of this section, the tone and level section. So let's go to the tone and level section, which is here. Yep, tone and levels. So let's take it out of there. Yeah, we can just revert the block. That takes it out. There we go. Let's see what we got now. Yeah, so now we've got the tone and levels out of there. And now we've got the polyrhythm. Click enable. See if there's an error. Uh, okay, so yeah, it's just a dead feature. It's just a dead feature. Okay, it's just a dead feature. Oh, this field set needs to go. Yeah, this let's clean this up. Perfect. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, so we got that new field set. That looks pretty good, but there's something messed up. All right, so yeah, there's something off about this. All right, so let's feed it into ChatGPT. Let's I'm tempted to commit this. I'm so tempted to commit this. Nah, let's not commit it yet. Let's just go back to the file and work in it proper rather than the changes. And we'll put the whole thing on the canvas. Okay. Okay, I have updated what's on the canvas now to where we're at with the code. So where we're at is we do have a new field set now that contains a new section for the polyrhythm section. So we can set the numerator and we can set the denominator. We can set the tone of the polytone click and the volume of the polytone. And then we can enable it or disable it through a checkbox. The problem is when I toggle these settings in the polyrhythm section, it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't play polyrhythms. Like what it should do is it should create another visual indicator, right? That so now you have two visual indicators. One and then it shows the polyrhythm that way. And not only that, it should actually play the tones that constitute the polyrhythm. So can you review the code we have so far that constitute the polyrhythm? So can you review the code that we have so far and see where we're at and see how much further we have to go? Okay, so it looks like it put it all right, so the scheduling still needs to go in there. Okay, great. Add those changes to the canvas. What I want you to do is go through the code we already have in the canvas and abbreviate anything that's not going to be changed. Just create a comment saying this won't be changed, and then add the changes where needed. I want you to do this because I'm going to use the VS Code change control source control feature. So I'm going to open a working tree file, and then I'll see the changes, and I'll be able to click the revert changes, revert block button for anything you abbreviated. All right, so let's make this change here. So polyrhythm section added, but still uh, whip. added. We'll say a section added but not working. Okay, poly, and we'll spell that right. Polyrhythm section added but not working. All right, so now we have a different change control here to work with. Okay, so there we go. So perfect. Okay, so now we can go into change control, and anything that was abbreviated we can roll back. So unchanged head and styles, so roll that back. Unchanged controls, roll that back. Unchanged here, so roll that back. Oh, so we do have, so it looks like there was a change here, this const bar tick. So we're gonna select everything except where that actual change happened. Okay, copy, and then let's go here, and then we'll do a paste here because we want to keep that change there. So yeah, it looks like the spacing got screwed up here, so let's change that. Line it there. There we go. There we go. So now we're not changing any of this. We're just adding the change here. There does need to be a change there. Okay, so then it looks like they took out all of this. So we're going to need to keep this change in here. Polyrhythm visual markers. So let's grab this code. Okay. And then revert this change. All right, and then add the polyrhythm visual markers here. Perfect. Uh, but there is a issue. Oh, I think it has to be, yeah, this shouldn't be in there. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, so technically this should be, yeah, this should be indented. Indented twice or three times. There we go. Okay, so that's a legit change. This is a legit change. Okay, so let's see the next one. Okay, so this is an abbreviation. But we do need to take the polyrhythm scheduling. So, so yeah, we need to add all of these lines of code back in. right, so there we go. Now we've got those changes aren't there anymore. Yeah, these are valid changes here. Yeah, these are valid changes as well. So we can get rid of this change here. Just leave the polyrhythm comment as was. There, and now we're gonna add these changes. Perfect. Unchanged, so revert it. Uh, Keep that change. It's a clearer. Oh, so now we do have a change here. Yeah, so this ticks in. Oh, you know what? That's the same though. Ah, but we do need the. Okay, so we do need this poly act change here. So that's pretty easy to add. Let's just add that at the end of there. Or let's just revert this whole change and then add that at the end of there. So we're gonna yep, so we're gonna take this, select this line, copy that. There we go. Revert this whole change and then add it there. Perfect. All right. Okay, so now let's review the changes we got. So we're gonna add this here to yeah. So we've got number of changes here. Okay, we're gonna add the visual markers. We're gonna add some math here that should hopefully take care of things. Um, we're gonna add yep, this polyac here, and that's all the changes we need. So let's see if it works now. All right, metronome itself still works. So what about the polyrhythm? If we click enable. Oh, cool, look. Wow. I like that. Whoa. Now we have to change the polyrhythm uh tone. The polyrhythm tone kind of doesn't work. Whoa, that's cool. I like how it did that. Well, let's do a classic 3 against 4. So the let's have the numerator be 4, the denominator be a 3. Numerator be a 3. Uh, it's close. I like that. I like that. That's really close. I'm gonna commit that. Whoa, that's impressive. And just say it's close. All right, with that, I'm gonna take a break because that's pretty good. Like the visual indicators working, the everything. Like I like the interface. I do think this numerator denominator is like really confusing because it's meant to be like a 3 against 4, right? But it's like yeah, it like doesn't work out that way. So it's like this should I should be able to get rid of numerator and denominator and just have one value here. It should say like cross rhythm or something like that. And then it's clear here. It should say like cross rhythm. So polyrhythm, cross rhythm, or it should say like cross beats. Yeah, or like cross beats or something like that. And then it actually has to play the tone. But man, is it close. All right, so I'm going to pause it. I'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back. So I am absolutely blown away, and this is what I mean, right? Like normally my focus limit is about an hour, but because I'm in VR, I made it to an hour 41 before I had to make a break. Yeah, it's we can see I've already busted through my. I normally, even within that hour, I had taken a number of breaks. I've gotten up to an hour and 40 minutes without any break at all. So we can see this is working to be in VR like this to to keep me motivated here. So let's take a look at the live server again, see where we're at so far. So we've got a new field set added for the polyrhythm section. The problem is this numerator denominator doesn't work. And then when we click enable, what should happen is when we click enable after we select a new tone, it should automatically start playing the polyrhythm that we see here. So the visual indicator is really good, but the other things need work. So let's update the canvas with the new code we've got. Okay, so I gotta use my on-screen keyboard. Sometimes the other keyboard just kind of has a mind of its own and comes and goes, but the on-screen keyboard is a little better anyways, so. All right, so let's put that into the canvas. There we go. Okay, so we have 649 lines. Let's see how many lines we got here. So I'm gonna do a shift end. Or we can just do an control N to get to the end of the file. There we go. So we got 649 lines. Look good. Okay, and let's start talking to it. All right, things are starting to look a lot better. So we've got the polyrhythm field set added. That looks really good. We've got the ability to set the polyrhythm through specifying a numerator and a denominator. That's going to need some work. We're going to have to change that. The next thing we've got is the polytone, and then the polyvolume. That's really good too. I like that. And then we've got the ability to enable or disable the polyrhythm. That's good as well. Um, so this is how I envision this working. So I really like how you have it. So when the visual indicator, I think, is the star of your changes here. It does a really good job showing up on the polyrhythms do a really good job showing up on the visual indicator. But where there's room for improvement is the denominator I don't think is necessary. I don't think the denominator actually does anything. Like the denominator is going to be the tempo, right? From the tempo field set. Just the regular metronome beat. You're going to create basically like a cross rhythm or a cross beat. So we don't need to have that denominator field at all, and then we can rename the numerator field to something more useful, something like a cross beat, I think would be a good name, or like new beat, or like I think cross beat is probably the best. I would like your opinion on that. The other thing we need to do is I like that enable button, and I like how it toggles whether or not the visual indicator is shown. But there's a problem right now, and that's that the polytone is never comes on. So we're gonna need to have that enable button not only toggle on the visual indicator, but also toggle on the polytone. So can you make those changes in the canvas, and then anything you're not changing, just collapse it into an abbreviation and make a very clear marking when you started and when you ended the abbreviation, and then make it clear what changes I need to add, just as you did before. That was really good. Are you ready? All right, so there we go. So yep, it has those abbreviations. I like those abbreviations. Before I was like really pissed off that it did that, but it I didn't know like what it was going for when it did that. Oh, and I broke something. Still recording. Okay, everything's good. Okay, there we go. So now we can just look at the changes, and we can just revert anything that was abbreviated. Yep. So see how we've got this section of uh see it's not see now if we skip down here we can see it's more complicated, right? So like yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. So just revert this wholesale because it's just an abbreviation. The change just gets rid of this. So revert this wholesale. All right. So now here's a real. Yeah. Here's a good one. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. So this is the field set. So the polyrhythm we're gonna name it crossbeats per measure. Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's really good. So now we've got the abbreviated tone options. Let's revert that. So we'll get rid of this comment by reverting that. Add the rest of the tone options. Yep, we're getting rid of the denominator, don't need it. And then we're adding the, yeah, crossbeats per measure label. Love it. Yeah, and I like how it defaults to 3, because if you've got it, because the other one defaults to 4, so it defaults to a 4 against 3. Okay, presets were abbreviated, so we'll add them back. So now we've got some real changes to add here. So, uh, so this is line 227. So we basically need to add, uh, let's see here. So we're gonna have, yep. So UF refs. So we have to add these UF refs in. We can't just abbreviate this wholesale. Okay. So yep. So we have to add these lines in. Okay, so there we go. So const poly count, const polytone. So we've got 4 consts that we've got to add in. So we've got to add these into yeah, these polyrhythm refs. I think we've got to add yeah, we've got to add them there. So let's revert this whole thing. Then we're going to go down to the polyrhythm refs and add those there. Okay. Oh, and you know what? These are kind of, yeah, these are the same. Yeah, these are the same. So let's delete these 2 lines here. This will make it a little cleaner. Okay, looks good. These can go back. This whole thing can come forward. There we go. That looks good. Looks good. Okay. So yep. So now we've got the constants like that. Uh, yep. Okay. Looks good to me, I think. Yeah, so we've got it different. Instead of just instead of that notation, we're going to use this notation, which is probably the same. Yeah, we could probably just revert this wholesale. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so this is abbreviated. So we'll revert this. Poly count input. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, okay, so we do want that to be like that. Perfect. Yep, so we're going to leave all these changes. Okay, we're going to add in the sound helpers. Okay, so now we've got the updated polyrhythm scheduling. So this is important. So uh, okay, so we can just yep, we can revert all this, but then we're gonna keep the change here. Uh, yep, revert all this. Uh, revert this. Ah, you know what? I think I might have. Let me do a Control Z on that one. Ah, right, yeah. So we have to add this. We have to add this to. We have to add this to it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So this will be the polytone SEL. So we're gonna add it. Yeah, we're gonna add it right there. So Control Shift. There we go. Control C. Now we can revert this change. And then this polytone SEL, we're gonna add this too. So this is poly count input value. Oh, you know what? We've got these extra ones now. We can get rid of these. Let's do a Control F for the denominator. So, yeah, so these two lines can go. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, these are abbreviated. And I think that's all we got. Oh, this needs to. Oh, shit, I just screwed that up again. Okay, I noticed there's a plus sign on some of these. I'm not sure which ones need a plus sign and which ones don't. Polytone doesn't have it. Polycount has it. Okay, that looks good to me. Oh, so this is another abbreviated section, so we'll undo this change. All right, so let's see what we got so far. So we're gonna start it with a 4/4. Now let's enable the 3 crossbeats per measure and change the tone. Ah, didn't work. Yeah, see, it's not doing the actual crossbeats now. It's just doing the okay. It's just doing 3 of them. Okay. Uh, Interesting. All right, but I'm pretty happy with these changes. Let's look at the section where it actually plays the sound back. Let's commit this. I'm pretty happy with it. So we're gonna say field set so we're gonna say denominator crossbeats is better. We'll just say crossbeats. Yeah, commit, change. Okay, and then okay, so then let's look at the code where it actually plays. So I think that's on click. Uh, Oops, I made a change by accident. Or no, I didn't. Okay, good. So it's going to be on, or I think it's do click, right? Let's just search for click. Okay, so we got 20 responses for click. Yeah, so this init audio. All right, so we've got the loads here. So load button on click. Uh, Interesting. Here we go. So start metronome, stop metronome. All right. Uh, huh. Interesting. So we've got polyrhythm. Okay. Polytone, polyenable. Let's search for polyenable because if that's checked, then we should have something happen associated with that. All right, testing. Oh, okay, I'm back. So, just part of using my headset's on AA batteries, so I have rechargeable AA batteries, and they just go out of charge about every other day, every 2 days. So it just gracefully powers itself down when the battery's done. So then I just swap it out for my charger, and I'm good to go for another 2 or so days. All right, back in VR, back to coding. Oh, my controllers can't be found, so let me fix those. There we go. Okay, so we're making quite a bit of progress here. Let's see. Ah, there we go. So, so this poly enable, yeah. So when it's checked, something should happen here. So we have, yeah. So I think that's the relevant code. Yeah, that's the relevant code. Like when it's checked, it should do something. Um, okay, so dot checked, it should. Yeah, so here's where the polyrhythm visual markers add. So when you check it, it adds the visual markers, and that's working. So pretty happy with that. Um, Now here's where, yeah, so it should say, yeah, here's where it's not working, I think. So let's look at play tone next. Okay, so here's the function for play tone. Um, and it's interesting that I don't see all of them here. Uh, so init audio. It's interesting because like the bell works, but I don't see the bell there. Huh. Okay, so here we go. Play sound. So play tone. Okay. There's an accent tone. Okay. Ah, here's where it's trying to do it, it looks like. So if poly dot is checked, then dot value 10. Uh let's ask okay, let's just grab this. Okay. And then just have a conversation about it with the AI. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now there still is a problem though. We're getting close, so there's a lot of things that are going right. The visualization is really good. We can see the field set for polyrhythm now has cross beats per measure. It doesn't have a numerator and a denominator, which is so much easier. That enable button, the enable button, unfortunately, you have to have for the so it looks like um, the enable button works pretty good, but you have to have the metronome running for the enable button to affect the visualizer, but that's fine. Let's just say for the sake of ease that the enable button is perfect. So the only thing we have left is the tone is not being is not happening uh correctly. It's not happening in time, and it's not happening yeah, it's not happening uh with the tick of the visual indicator. So we've got to fix when the polyrhythm tick happens. Now in the canvas, I pasted the code that I think is probably what's going wrong, but I'm not sure. Well, hold on. Let's do it like we did it before. When you're ready, I'll give you the full code I have so far in Canvas, and then you can take out the sections you're not going to change and indicate that you took them out, and then include the changes where necessary. How does that sound? Are you ready for the full file? All right, here is the full file. Proceed. Okay, and anything it's just abbreviated wholesale, no changes, we'll revert those. Okay. Um, so the polyrhythm section changed. So we're gonna have to grab those changes. So here's a new polyrhythm section. Uh, Interesting. New polyrhythm section. Well, it looks the same. No, it didn't change the polyrhythm section. Huh, it says it did, but it didn't. Oh, it's no, it says unchanged. Okay, good. So we'll just do the whole thing. All right, next change. It says the presets, so revert that. Uh so looks good. No changes there. Revert that. All right, so now here's the big changes. Uh unchanged uh oh, it says to remove the old polyrhythm block. Update notation and counters. Oh, but we'll remove that when we wait, I'm confused. Update notation and counters. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Okay, so we're gonna have to add draw notation. ticks and measure. Uh, I don't know where we add that. Update notation and counters. Ticks plus plus ticks and measure. Um, I guess we can just add it to the top there. So let's grab this and add it to the top. Okay, so we'll revert this change. So n changed. Okay, and then we'll add those to the top here. Okay, so now we've got a change there. That's legit. And now we need to move polyrhythm scheduling here for perfect sync. How do I do that? Oh, I think this is the polyrhythm scheduling. Okay, so we have to move that down there. Okay, there we go. So draw notation to, okay, so now it's down there. Oh shoot, but we do need ah man, I'm confused. Yeah, I think this play sound is what needs to right? I'm confused. Oh, here it is, play tone. Yeah. All right, so this needs to come back. All right, so we've actually got no changes at all now. All right, well, let's give it the file back. Okay, well, sorry. So here's the deal. What I'm doing is I'm using VS Code, and then I'm looking at the source control tool, and I'm taking a working tree side by side. So forget about, abbreviated changes or whatever. Like what I want you to do is make it very clear like what you changed and what you didn't change. So like if you didn't change something, it's okay for you to say like I did not change lines 1 through 10, right? But if you're going to add another line, like you get what I mean? Like I just want it to be really easy to uh take what you put in the canvas, copy paste it over my files, then see all the changes that it made. And if you didn't change anything, you can just say, I didn't change anything. Then I hit revert change in my VS Code source control tool. And then it just gives me the code I had before, which is what I need because you didn't do anything. However, if you do change the code, then I want it to be clear how that change needed to recur. Like I want you to make it clear like how I can include that change. Does that make sense? Okay, yeah, this is better. So let's go with that. Okay, perfect. All right, so now we can read in the comments it says no changes, so we can just wholesale revert. So next one, are there any changes here? Let's take a look. No changes, wholesale revert. All right, no changes, revert. Okay, so we do have a change here. That's just added a comment. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so lines up to draw notation. There weren't any changes. And then we have a changed block. So all the way up to draw notation, there weren't any changes. Let's see here. Draw notation colon. All right, well, let's do a control F. Okay, so lines up to draw notation, there were no changes. So we've got a draw notation here. That's the second instance. So what's the first instance? Okay. So this is the defining the function draw notation. So the lines up to calling the function, I think. Yeah, so there were no changes up here. Um, but there were some changes. Uh, okay, then we have draw notation ticks in measure. Uh, yeah, right here. So now after this we do have a change. Oh, wait, no, there aren't any. Man, I'm confused. Well, let's just revert everything. All right, and then give it the file. Okay, and then paste the file in. Okay, great. You understood what I was saying. Thank you. Yeah, that made it easy to do that. But now what I want you to do is troubleshoot why the polyrhythm tone isn't playing and try to get that to play accurately, please. All right. All right. So no changes here. Revert. Uh, UI controls, likely no changes. We'll see. Yep, no changes there. So revert that. Let's see for this one. Sound help. Okay. Are there any changes? It doesn't really say. Nope. No changes there either. All right. No changes here, I think. Okay, so now these are some real changes. So we're going to so we're not going to schedule it there. So we're going to remove the old polyrhythm block. Okay, and then we're going to add so this draw notation clicks and measure. Oh, here's a debugging line on 16. Yeah, let's keep that. Update notation encounters. All right, I think there's no changes here. That's ending the change block. Okay, so we'll revert that. Revert that. Okay, there we go. So we do have some changes here. I remember this draw notation clicks and measure was recently changed. Yeah, update notation encounters. So that was okay, so it wants me to move it up. Okay, it wants me to move it under place sound. So let me do that. I'll revert that change and then I'll yeah, and then I'll move that. Okay, so then it'll be moved right here. All right, so there we go. So draw notation, clicks and measure, clicks and measure. Looks good. So let's try it out. Okay, so we've got a 4/4. So let's enable the cross ticks 3 on 4, so we can see a time that it came up. Now it is the same. No, still not working. Okay, so here we've got the poly ticks. So let's take a look. Let's feed this to the AI. Okay, so we'll do a screenshot of that. All right, and then feed that in. Put that in here. All right, let's see what we got now. Um, I'm gonna save these. This changes. So logging added. I'll say logging added. Commit and sync. All right. Okay. All right. So here we go. So Polyrhythm UI refs added. So what? It already has it. Polyrhythm state added. Oh, that already had that too. God damn it. It already had all those. Yeah, it already has all that. Does it have to be at the top? Okay, so it removes the old polyrhythm block. Okay, and then this is fine. It just puts it on a new line. I'm okay with that. Okay, now we're gonna have a more serious change. Uh, all right. All right, so let's try it with the that polyrhythm block removed. Yeah, now it doesn't work because the block was removed. Yeah. I think it has to be added to that block. It's so close. It's like almost exactly how I want it. It has to go in this block, I think. Or it's like something. Yeah, this play tone. Something's wrong with this code. So if polyrhythm, yeah, play sound. I think I should do like a. I mean, this should be fine. Value 10. Current meter times so measure clicks divided by num. Is that how it works? What? Yeah, I think this is all this math is all screwed up. Because it's playing it, but it's not even playing it. Because it should, yeah, it's playing like every other one. The visual indicator's all fucked up now too. The visual indicator's all screwed up now. No, I don't like that the visual indicator's screwed up. Well, that's too bad. The visual indicator used to be so good. I don't like that. I think it's because I moved this up. Oh, this is probably why I have this in there twice. Yeah, I only need that in there once. So let's get rid of this one. Okay, yeah, we commit that. Remove redundant code. That might do it, because now it's not doing it twice. Yeah, that fixed that, thankfully. That was a nightmare that was broken. 3, 4, but it's still not playing the shit. So now it plays it, yeah, I feel like the math is wrong. Muted equals false. Beat 2 out of 4. Yes, here's measure 1. Beat 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4. Measure 2, measure 3. And then I clicked on the poly rhythm. So now it doesn't say muted equals false though. Is that why? Is it because it's muted? Let muted equals false. Oh, that has to do with the muted measure feature. Um, the thing is, like, it's playing it. Like, if I change it to kick, okay. So I think I got it. So, okay. So we're starting to get close. So the only thing we have to fix now is we need the cross beats per measure to play at the right time. This is how they are currently playing. So let's say we have the main tempo of the metronome clicking every 4 beats, which is fine. So it goes. So if we have a click, it'll be click, 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 click for one measure, and then the other measure would be click, click. Oh, sorry. Well, you know what I mean, right? There's 4 clicks. There's 4 clicks, right? Are we on the same page so far? Let me know. Okay, right. Okay, so I want the cross beats to create polyrhythms. Do you know what a polyrhythm is? Have you ever heard pass the milk and butter? Have you ever heard the sentence pass the milk and butter associated with polyrhythms? Yeah, so polyrhythms is exactly that. Yeah, exactly. So, yep. Yeah, you got it exactly. So what's happening now is not that. What happens now when I play the metronome is the main beat is in 4, so I'm gonna play a cross beat of 3. But what happens is I get um, I get one beat of the main beat, and then I get beat 2 is a unison of the main beat and the cross beat, as well as beats 3 and beats 4. So instead of getting a polyrhythm with cross beats creating a sort of rhythm like you get with the sentence pass the milk and butter, we get the final 3 beats of the measure played in unison with the cross beat and not truly and not as a polyrhythm. Okay. All right, so this should work now. Let's make the changes and see if it works. Okay, no changes to head installs. No changes to all UI controls. Okay, so we do have some changes here. So we're going to add this helper. So no changes to existing UI refs. Um, so we're going to add this under the playback state variables, which are probably at the end, which are at the end of this change probably. So playback state variables, sound helpers, uh, playback state variables. What? Where's that section? Oh, here we go. So here's the playback state. So yeah, we've got to add this after the playback state variables. Okay, so we'll revert this and add this after the playback state variables. And they're not necessarily variables. They're these let statements. So that's seems to be a little different than a variable. But we've got another one of those let statements there. Oops, and I accidentally changed that to the letter Q. There we go. Now we've got a new function down here. All right, that looks good. There we go. I like that. Okay, looks good to me. Okay, so next we've got a lot of changes. So Parsant color, okay, looks good. Okay. Huh. Measure clicks equals current meter times current subdivision. Cross positions equals 0 for. Okay. So we definitely need to add this code here. Yeah, I think we just need to add this under. Oh, I think we do need to. Shit. Alright, so there are some changes to make. So, got this helper there. We can get rid of the added. Okay, and then We need to make a lot of changes here. So we need to add this, we need to add this block. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Okay. All right, and then we can revert this and then add it. We'll add it in between these lines. All right, so here we go. Yeah, now we've got measure ticks. We've got cross positions. So there we go. This is I think the missing code for getting it to actually make a sound. We got the code here for actually drawing it on the screen. We saw that that was actually working, but it wasn't making a sound, so I think we're missing that code there. So no changes. Okay. Ah, we've got a number of changes we gotta make here. So this draw notation ticks in measure has to go somewhere. So no changes before drawing the notation. So yeah, so no changes before here. But now yeah, now we have to change we have to add something before the change here. So we have to add this. Yeah, so if poly enable dot checked, um uh yeah, so this play tone line has to be added. So uh okay. Okay, so I'm gonna revert all this code and then uh this dot checked uh I'm gonna get rid of this whole four lines here and replace it with this with this here. Let's do it. Oh, you know what? This is its own change. This is its own change. So yeah, let's just keep it like that. Yeah, okay. So there we go. That's its own change. So we can keep that like that. We can keep this like this. Draw notation is down there. Okay. Yeah, this is its own change. So perfect. Yeah, looks good. Oh, same thing. Need that to change. Uh, oh, so we do need to add this update cross positions. under measure count. So if ticks in measure, okay, so we got measure count. Oh, so we just need it right here. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. So we're gonna shift there. Oops, why is this not working now? Okay, now I'll revert all these changes, and then so I'm gonna get rid of the poly ack, and then I'm gonna put this cross positions in there instead. All right, there we go. So hit Control S just to, for my own mind's sake. It doesn't do anything. I have autosave on, and oh, metronome's broken now. Oh, we got a syntax error on line 955. Oh, 655. Oh, there's an extra. Uh, 653. Okay, get rid of that. Yeah, I can do that. I think I forgot an opening somewhere, or I didn't. That looks good. I think it's this. Yeah, this can't be. This is closed up too soon. Or no, no, it's not. That was right. Yeah. Then this is messed up. Oh no, this is part of the do tick function. All right, well, what's going on here? Declaration or statement expected. should it should end this, but did I end this too early? I think I have an extra end parenthesis somewhere. Declaration or statement expected. Huh. Oh, okay, I fixed it. So I'm definitely missing end parentheses somewhere. Not here. Oh, it's here it's missing from. There you go. There you go. Works now. Perfect. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Still not working. It's still not working. Shit. I think I probably broke subdivision as well. No, I didn't. Man, if I could get that to work, that would be so cool. It's so close. It's so close to working. What did I even change? So I changed a lot. This is just the polyrhythm section. So if it's clicked, we're gonna play tone. Oh, update cross positions. I mean what's the tone isn't playing at the right time. The tone is playing, but it's not playing at the right time. So the tone is playing, but the tone isn't playing at the right time. Yeah, so this play tone here plays the tone, but it doesn't play the tone at the right time. So tone doesn't play at right time. So polytone doesn't play at right time. Does not play at right time. Alright, but I'm happy with the file so far. Alright, so it turns out nothing is wrong with the play tone logic per se. It's the tick resolution. Right now you're running with, say, one tick per quarter note, so any fractional cross beats gets rounded to the nearest full beat. Okay, that probably makes sense. That's why your 3 against 4 beat sounds like, yeah, instead of, got it. So there are two paths forward. Increase your subdivision resolution. If you bump the subdivision control to something like 12 or 18, you'll get instead of 1. And our cross positions, which divided by poly count, will land on a non-integer without touching any more code. Okay. Finish, we compute the exact time offset for each code until. Well, I want it to be as accurate as possible. This is meant to be a tool for musicians, so if I make sacrifices to make the code easier and then it's out of time, I'm just teaching musicians bad habits. So I want to nail the timing precisely, regardless of the subdivision settings. So let's go with option number two, scheduling tones at fractional times. All right, we got some big changes here. So first thing we're gonna do is add this variable to the function here for the kick drum. Uh, then we're gonna change a lot. Okay, it took, man. Okay, no changes here. No changes here. And then no changes here. Okay, so now we've got a lot of changes here we gotta make. So on measure rollover, scheduled next poly beats. Schedule poly beats now. So I think we made a. We'll revert this change as well. Yeah, so I think we made a. So this update cross positions I think is going to be taken out. Oh, I screwed something up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we got two changes here. Yeah, there's a. Oh wait, this is all just one big change block. Oh no, there are two change blocks. There are three change blocks. So we're adding these to the kick drum, and then we're like changing a lot of things. I think the main thing is we're adding the oops. Uh, OSC type name. This schedule polybeats thing has to go in there. All right, so this function has to go there. It's gonna go after the it's gonna go after the play. Yeah. Okay, so it's just gonna go at the end here. Yep, there we go. Yep, so it's going to go there, line 420. Okay, and revert this block here. Okay, put it at the end. Okay, so we've got that new function down there. So the function should be called somewhere. Yeah, it's called there. Okay. Revert this change here. Okay, now we're gonna add I'm gonna get rid of this cross positions here, and then so we're just gonna blow over these lines here. So this if statement will be replaced. Okay, so go like that, and then yep, replace that if statement. And that should be it. No problems detected. So yeah, these are the changes. So let's see if they work. Yep, metronome still works. So let's add a 3 against 4 polyrhythm. Still nothing. Now it just completely borked itself. It was better before. Oh, play tone at time is not defined. Okay. Play tone at time. Oh, I was supposed to have these in there. Uh, why is that not in there? Play tone at time should be in there. Well, I guess I gotta add. I'll add it down here. Oh, look, it actually I'll just go with what I'll just go with what Autopilot said because Autopilot seemed to have gotten this right. Hey, so we've got a polyrhythm. This is a polyrhythm. The problem is it doesn't match the drawing, but we've got an actual polyrhythm now. Oh shit, now the kick, that's right. Time is not defined. Oh, that time. That's start time. Yeah, I gotta revert this. Okay. It's so much better now. Um, so I'm gonna save these changes because they're very close. Let's just try the regular metronome. See if some of these are. Let's take the accent tone as a tick, 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 tick. Try some subdivisions. Okay, so it seems to be working. That's cool. It's so close. All right. I'm happy with this. I feel like I'm so close. So it's close. Still timing issues. Issues with fault poly feature. Okay, so I'm saying it's close. Still timing issues. And let's get a U I S issues with poly feature, and then the other problem was visualization out of sync. All right, so with that, that's the end of this video. The Oculus on my face is a bit uncomfortable after about 3.5 hours, but I just coded for 3.5 hours. I made a lot of progress. I mean, listen, we've got the Polyrhythm field set created. It didn't exist before. We actually have a real polyrhythm. Pass the milk and butter, pass the milk and butter. Like that's a real rhythm. It's just we need to actually get it working. We need to do some bug fixes. We need to have it. Um, we need to have it align with the visual. We could see it's not aligning with the visual. So if we do um, got that pass the milk, and we can see it's also got oh, now it evened out. Da 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 da. But we see this red line. It's not the red line is out of sync. So there's some sort of off by one fence post error sort of thing going on with the red line. But this is improvement. We're very nearly there. So I'm gonna take the win and end the video. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.